very good afternoon to you and welcome to today's edition of Joy Business Masterclass. Masterclass is powered by Joy Business and is brought to us by Goyle. Goyle, good energy, Goyle, Yenara, Yedia. Masterclass, as always, comes your way every Wednesday now at 1:15 p.m. and runs all through to 2 p.m. here on your superstation, Joy 99.7. My name is Yaw Anim Barnafo and I'm glad to be your host for today's edition of Masterclass. Last week, I beg your pardon, here on the show, we continued with our Startup Dialogue Series conversation, and we had a gentleman here on the show, another renowned Ghanaian, Mark Aboagye Amo. He is the founder and CEO of a company called Go Grocery, an online farmers market portal, which sort of creates an ecosystem that brings farmers and buyers alike together so that they're able to find each other. Farmers are able to sell their produce, and also people who want to buy are able to find their produce a bit more easily. Mark came here on the show. Mark, thank you so much. A very big thank you for coming here on the show and sharing those thoughts with us. You've made our life more easy with automation ideas for agriculture. If you missed that show, by all means, please go to our Facebook page or our YouTube page or our X page, and you can watch that show for yourself. We still continue in the conversation on the Startup Dialogue Series. I love that part when we get to it because it's a part where we test all of the principles that we've been talking about the entire year of branding, of marketing, of packaging, of leadership, of customer experience, and all of that. We bring people here in the studio to tell us the stories of their business journey, and we find out whether these principles work. So today we have another brilliant Ghanaian who's the CEO of a company called J'kARTA Fashion, and is in the person of Okbell, Bedwei, Madjoub. She's my guest for this afternoon. Okbell, I beg your pardon, has one of those CVs. She's done amazing. She started out as a banker, a marketer with 15 years of experience, worked in many banks, and she's also done this thing for herself on the side where she has a load of practical things she's done, products here in the studio. For those of us who are watching us live, by all means, you get to see some of these products at some point when she begins to show them, but she's my guest for this afternoon, and she'll be telling us the story of her business journey so that we can connect. You know, you're trying to do this yourself. Maybe you've hit a patch, it's difficult. You have questions on your mind. You want to know, can I continue? Should I stop? There are people who have walked that path already, and we share the stories here with you in the Startup Dialogue Series so that you can be encouraged and we can build our businesses together. And so, a very good afternoon to my guest, Okbell.
Good afternoon.
You're welcome to the conversation.
Good afternoon.
You've done well for yourself. I mean, since the last time we spoke, you know, corporate and all.
I know.
Doing corporate and doing this on the side as well. I think that a lot of people are doing that now.
Yeah.
And I would say that on the back of COVID, a lot more ingenuity sort of started. But you were doing this way before COVID.
Way before COVID.
Way before COVID.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon to the listeners. I'm very excited. Today, it's just about telling the story of J'kARTA, but it's also telling the story about Okbell. I'll take it a quick start, which would also take us into the story of what birthed J'kARTA. It was out of curiosity. It was out of trying to see a community where we could develop the skill sets of people. So working from a corporate arm where I could see talent all over me, and each time was to start out with things that have to do with an arm of art. So it was to... Did
you do art in school?
Interestingly, I didn't do art. I'm a full science student, a math science student.
It's amazing how the science students end up doing art, isn't it?
I know, but we've got biology in there, remember?
Well, we have.
So
we have. we have.
So, I mean, out of it, I'm sure there's a lot more... Science is the art of actually learning to understand and to make it real. Art is a pattern of vision and bringing the vision patterns to reality.
Right.
So I could see that art with the people that I have all around me. From that arm, I grew my skill set, which was also into the homes and interiors and designs. It wasn't just about finishing and putting a pillow somewhere, but it was about the hard physical structures. That was the first arm of me, which I started whilst I was in the corporate arm. I had one amazing mom who used to always say, you can't run such a beautiful thing without registering your business. And I think on the Masterclass, you've taken through a lot of situational things that have to do with the growth of individuals through what they call as career. One of it is being able to be guided through your decisions and how you do your things. And organizational structure, I would say, is one of the very key things for business. most of the time, those with the arts and the creativity points in time lose that part. Following Masterclass, it's been very educative through the whole year. I have followed you, Yaw, very keenly.
Thank you.
I didn't even realize we would be called today to talk about our brand and to say what we do. So it was, I had to take the full step whilst I was actually in the full corporate
And you had
banking.
support from mom, you said, which
Yes.
speaks to support from family.
Family, yes.
And it's key.
Yes,
When you're
and
starting out, it's absolutely important to get support.
Yes, to get
Because
the
you're going to
support.
hit a lot of stops,
A lot
and
of
you
stops,
need
and
people to help you.
So you need people who've been on the journey before, people who understand what it is they're doing. So it wasn't just going into just because I could do it, you just do it. But how do you structure it? So with the arm of the interior, which I call Bellbed's interior.
Before you talked about the J'kARTA,
Yes.
what does it mean? How did you derive it? What
s-
was the inspiration?
So the inspiration for J'kARTA was
The country or the city?
no. So J'kARTA was birthed out of the indigenous Hausa word, which means my sack in Hausa.
Oh, I love things like this. My
My
sack.
yes, my sack.
So the proper Hausa word is what?
It's spelled DZA. Speaking to the PR, and I just talked about.
Do you speak Hausa?
I do understand, but I can fluently speak everything.
The Hausa
So-
I speak, I can't speak on radio.
So I started something that I didn't even know was going to go to that community, but I just thought of asking a friend, look, I have these whole ideas for what I want to do. He's with our IT section. He manages our softwares and our websites and all the things on the back end for security controls of our business. So I asked him, what should we name this beautiful business I'm coming up with and all that? He said, you know what? You've been doing your name for the other business. You've been doing the corporate organization where they face your name all over through a lot of things. It's Okbell, it's Okbell. So why don't we name this something indigenous? Go look for what they call in Hausa, my sack.
Oh, wonderful.
So we went on and I checked myself and I found that it's J'kARTA. So I spoke to, because it's spelled DZAKART. So I said to myself, there is something about ethnicity and it's a problem we have in our country. I'm doing waste and bringing them back into treasure products. So speaking to PR consultants and brands, I had to write down with them for about 3 months to be able to get out the name. They said, why don't we pick the phonetics in the word and put the words of it from J apostrophe KARTA, which will still sound J'kARTA, and give it the meaning to what it is.
But why my sack? What's in the sack? What is the sack?
What is a sack? The sack is it's at the end of the year when we finish our cocoa exports. The end result of the sacks, what do we do with it?
Right.
So, like you have in here, you can.
So recycling.
Yes, this is recycling. So this is our cocoa sack, Ghana cocoa
For those who are
board.
watching us live,
So, this
she
is
has the sack in the studio
Yes,
and a
this
few
is-
other products. So
yes.
please, by all means, tune in.
So this is our sack. So we started a journey to find out how can we get.
this is jute, right?
Yes, this is jute. This is jute. How can we get this jute to make out some things that are sustainable? That was my idea. So I went onto the market and said, look, let me find out what they do with these sacks. Ideally, for homes, we would just put it on the floors for rags or a natural product, just like a doorway thing. So as artists, I was thinking, okay, what can we do else with our Ghana cocoa sacks? Because at the end of the year, when they finish, they just throw it away. So in search of the sacks, I found a little gentleman who, because I was struggling with finding it, and he said, look, Mom, there's a place where we have all the old sacks we have in this country. They place it. So this young gentleman just led me out of Agbogloshi. I was in the market walking through, and he took me to a hub that has now become my green hub. In that hub, we have a whole house of sacks, rubber sacks.
Of J'kARTA,
Yes. And
otherwise known as Kotoku.
Kotoku, yes. So we found this beautiful thing, and we said to ourselves, wow. Interestingly, our sacks that are ended the year with is picked up from Ghana to Nigeria. So they come in with container cars, and that's the last end. I think that's the Makola number 2, they'll call it, that last end of Agbogloshi. So that's where they go in, and then they pick all the waste we have.
The empty sacks.
So it's the plastic ones for the rice grains, the ones for this and all that. And that was a place I could see It's my gold harp. And when I went in there, I wasn't too sure, so I just bought 3 or 4. But I came back the next week to say I want some to buy, and they said we shipped 40 containers. 5 of it is gone to Nigeria.
What is Nigeria using it for again?
So in Nigeria, I think what they do is repackaging, and some other arms of fashion also pick a bit of it. So they pick it just like I'm picking, and then they send it. So I told them, you know what, I'm going to pay for the entire harp so that you do collections for me. And I'm going to come in here to teach you the type of sacks that I need and how we're going to segment them, including the rubber sack ones.
Right.
So instead of causing environmental waste, we are paying collectors to drop in the sacks for us in the hub. So they come in with from all around the rice grains that are ended into waste that just goes into our gutters, goes onto our seabeds, the fabric ones. So now I started to teach them. We have different types of sacks. The ones that go for the cocoa, which the GSM may be as big as this, and we have ones that are for the feed of chickens, and there are some that are also for peas and beans that go out. The perforations and the square meter strengths determine what is used for what. So I started to teach them in the hub, and then luckily now Nigeria and other people come in and they do not give it to them. So in the hub,
you've got enough.
We've got enough business going on in there. So the collectors call me with time, so they collect as much volumes as they can. We put it together. So I don't go in like every week or every 2 weeks. No, we collect for a period of quarter. So
you're not just doing business through ingenuity and innovation, but you're also contributing to sustainability.
Yes, I am. And that's one of the very...
You should get an award for this, Okbell.
I did. So last year at the CEO Awards for Ghana, I took the Fashion and Lifestyle Award for sustainability in Ghana and Africa.
There you go. That's encouraging. Now, I'm now, when you picked up the sack, I now began to see what you were talking about. So everything you've made comes from the base product of the sack. And listeners, you should tune in and see. She's going to show a couple of products ranging from clothing through footwear made from sacks.
So the story, as you said, you've just said it as it is. It's not just about creativity. It's also about resilience. One thing about the sack is resilience. I'm coming out of a fall that came with the financial crisis. This morning I was listening to the Super Morning Show. They're talking about the banks that have been in financial crisis that were wiped off, people not being able to get their investments, people being broken down because they can't know what to do. I said to myself when I came out of that crisis, I said, I need to restart something. What do I start? And then I started with the pillowcases and pillows like these. People will
Beautiful pillowcase.
So with the pillows, we present them. We'll give you your scripted messages. So there was a lot of personalizations that we're going, and we metaphorize the pillows. So whilst in doing this, I met a team at one of our export fairs who said, you know what, we do not just produce jute, but we can use the plantain leaves.
And this is it.
And that's it. So what you're having
I
out
was
there,
wondering what material this was.
Yes. So I mean, you can raise it and hold it and see.
Yeah. I'm holding it.
Yes.
Here in the studio.
Yes.
And if you didn't tell me what material it was made of, I wouldn't know. So this is what plantain leaves.
This is plantain leaves.
So it's not just used for wrapping kinky
No.
or spreading it out to eat upon, but we can.
No. So one of the things for me on my heart is environmental stewardship. And I was very happy that we had people who were going out there to actually educate and reform their minds about the galamsey and be able to earn them their own income without destroying the earth. And that's what I'm advocating for, environmental stewardship.
This thing is so big, what you're doing. It's not just the entrepreneurship aspect of it, but the sustainability aspect and the fact that it's returning green credit to Ghana, that you should get support to expand. I'm not even looking at we're going to export this eventually, but this is creative.
Yes. Thank
you could name it, put some exotic name on it.
Yes.
Long green plant.
Yes.
Something pillow.
So before they even extract this out, it takes them 3 months to get it and to bring it into fiber.
Tell us about your processing, because obviously from raw material to product, it goes through some kind of processing.
Yes,
and then speak about the size of your operation and the strength of same, things like that.
Okay. So like I just said, we do the collections. After the collections, we do the chemical treatments. So it goes through laundry for valorization and to ensure that we meet the quality of what we're going to make out of those fabrics. So we bring them out to process. So you see this is looking very clean.
It is.
But from the hub, because this has gone through treatment, so from the hub, it's as dirty as you can think.
I can only imagine.
You can only imagine. So your hands, we call it 10 toes, hands on. And you have to be a part of it. So out in the hub, I'm having about 15 people at the moment collecting for us. We get the SAP people who come and we pay them by commissions. So you bring 50, we give you whatever the value is, and then you go. So everybody's scouting.
So somebody wants a job as a
Yes.
collector. Are you hiring?
We would hire, but that physical hiring will be under the team. There's a team lead there. So we'll look at your character, we'll look at your trust, we'll look at your integrity, everything.
People want jobs.
Yes. So it's they go through a screening process.
Yeah, naturally. I mean, they're
Yes.
happy to do that.
So
anyway, let's go
so
back to your story.
once we go through this on the sections of the laundering and the chemical labs, we have 2 people in there. That is all we have for that section.
And they're the ones producing all of this stuff.
No, they are not the ones producing.
Right.
So in production, what does the structure of our organization and what we do is we have skill set people who have formed their businesses in sub communities. So we have like shoemakers, bag makers who do bags, but they don't understand the story. Because everybody is sewing a laptop bag, they will sew a laptop bag. But what makes it different? What makes it's not even about the look. What makes the standard? What makes the functionality? What makes the quality is where we come in as J'kARTA to meet together, put together an NDA, train you, bring you together, and make sure that whatever we are saying on what we're giving as a product is ownership to you.
Wow. And what's the benefit to
So
J'kARTA?
just like Unilever runs its business model. Once they give you
The
a brand,
distributorship model, right?
let me say the brand's arm.
The brand's arm, right?
When they give you a product, you need to develop the product. So I would use this. So we have like this bag. Then I call it the NY. This is where J'kARTA started. This was our first production.
Product, right.
So we needed the whole idea of J'kARTA was to find a solution to a problem which was happening around us.
It's the best
So
way to go, actually.
yes,
Find a
So
problem, find a solution.
find a solution. So what we did was to create bags for men. So how do we create these bags for men? People who are going to work, they always want to carry something, but they want to carry something which is carrying their essentials
Only.
only. One of the major problems we get with things that are brought into this country because we are not producing locally and it's from China is quality. And we stood on that arm to say we could produce locally here. We could get the whole story as it is, but they will fix a zip, and the zip that is fixed, you're running it 3-4 days, the zip is spoiled. So a lot of people do not patronize the made in Ghana. Here we are, we're saying, why is that problem happening? And why in that creating our story, how do we solve it?
Exactly.
So in doing that, it's not just about of putting a jute because I need to make a jute bag, but we need it to be practical so the person can build her character with the product she holds. So one of the things we added on was to get leathers. Where the international market stops is where we started J'kARTA. So we decided to pick and collect again from that arm of waste to bring the new products for J'kARTA,
Which is the leathers.
which is the leathers.
What was the
So
waste product here?
we have international designers. There's a lot of dead stock at the end of the year. We have Gucci. We have we may have Celine. We may have a whole lot of designers. Ted Baker. When they finish their year, Hermes, what do they do with their leather?
Never thought about it.
Never thought about it. So all the international designers around the world, they give us a portion of their waste. And what we do is we've signed up with some international bodies who are out there who are also collecting waste to whatever they want. They buy it. So we buy the factories. The end of the year we buy the factories. So we put together, if it's leather, we put all together and come in here. If it's velvet, we come together, we put it together. And then in putting it together, we decide what we want to do.
Exactly.
So out there, it is not just this bag, but it's about making sure behind the scenes, we have the illustrators who are bringing the art of what is in my mind out for you to
We
see.
should be getting awards for sustainability alone. Even with other products, because what they do with their waste you're contributing to making it recycled
Yes.
and back in,
back again.
you know, as a
Yes.
product.
So DWTV and BBC covered it some time back about what the story we're doing in J'kARTA, entering into communities, training the teams, handling on board the standardization and meeting international standards, because the products are going out there to meet them. We're doing these things not because we want to do it, but because we are looking at so many arms where we're looking to the beauty of creation.
What's your product range? Tell me about your product range.
So
I'm looking at them, but for my listeners who are not watching.
Okay, so
and maybe we can show a couple of them to the camera.
Yes, we can.
if we
So
get some help.
apart from the males, we do male and female in arm of bags, shoes, apparels, and clothes.
So I'm going to do this for you. This is a throw pillow.
Yes, that's the home aspect.
Okay, so if you're watching us live, I'm holding up the throw pillow, and it's made from plantain leaves, you said.
Yes.
I can't believe this, but I think that if you call it, you may get a discount to buy this one of us today. But this is brilliant. This is ingenious. This is sustainability. You also make shoes, right?
Yes, we do.
So yeah, here's the shoe. I'm gonna hold it up for you.
Yes.
Again, if you're watching us live, okay, this is not my size, but this is creative. It's also made of leather.
Yes, and 100% leather.
And sack.
And sack, yes, the jute.
There's a gentleman who's been here on the show on a Startup Dialogue series you should meet.
Yeah.
His name is Sule.
Okay.
Amin.
Okay.
Sule uses coconut husks. You see when we finish drinking coconut?
Yes.
And we throw it away?
Yes.
Sule uses that to make charcoal.
That's interesting.
That's amazing.
That's wow.
And it goes back into the recycling, the green conversation.
Yes.
We'll come to financing in a bit.
Yes.
But you've also got just mentioned.
So we've got out here. We're currently actually having.
What do you call that?
This is a clipper bag. So it's like a Swift bag.
I didn't want to get it wrong.
To travel with, and there again, you see, look at
Yeah.
how the zips just go, and the
Right.
quality of the jutes.
Okay.
And in there, we are not using any plastics.
Okay.
All products are
Natural.
no, not just natural, PP certified. So
What's PP certified?
no plastics, no plastics. So you go out there. I forgot myself. I went into Germany. I went shopping, and I said, "Can I get a bag to put my things in?" You pay ideally €5 to €2 for the bag.
Natural,
Trying
yeah.
to say to
Yeah.
you, we don't allow plastics.
Exactly.
So in our productions, we also don't allow plastics at all. So every product that is out here, we served the European market with shopping bags. That was in 20. We did 1 million bags, shopping bags for them.
You produced 1 million bags.
We produced 1 million bags. However, in Ghana,
Okbell, I was saying over here, Jamal. And these are ladies' shoes as well. Going once, going twice. And these are what? This is a fascinator, right?
I know, right? It is. So these are other accessories for women because the request.
I'd like to see the clothes,
Okay.
the clothes for women and for men as well.
Yes.
I mean, definitely. I want my phone lines to be buzzing when we go when we get interactive, because
So that
all
particular.
the items, Okbell hasn't told me, but all the items here in the studio this afternoon are on discount. If you call into the show, Okbell is going to do
Yes.
you a deal on. But this is really nice.
So
this is,
this is one of the amazing products we boast of because it went into the climate action, climate control with our ex-first lady of the Republic, second lady of the Republic of Ghana, Samira. She went into a conference in Kenya.
and she wore this.
And she wore this.
Ooh.
So this is a
Thank
skirt
you, second
suit,
lady.
who's always an advocate of green businesses.
Right.
And she wore this. And for us, this was out of a skilled person's art
Okay.
of seeing coal. I don't know if you know charcoal. You just talked about
Yeah,
charcoal.
yeah, yeah.
So coal which was burnt and got it out with that sack with that.
This is for men, right?
This is a men's shirt. Out here as well, we have brass.
It looks like jeans,
Yes.
but it's not jeans.
It's 100% linen. So, like I was saying to you, the end product of the products that are used internationally, we pick. So, this linen is also a linen that's coming from one of the designers.
Right.
We recycled, put in our jute, and give it an African identity.
Exactly. I'm
So,
looking
that
at it.
identity you see there is from the Ivorians.
Talk to us about volumes. You talked about 1 million bags that you've produced.
Yes. So,
I've got
this
just
is
about
also another shirt for the men.
Okay.
Yes. So we're currently running the fashion arm business on the cycle point of bespoke.
Right.
So because we cannot get volumes of if it's the fabric,
I totally understand.
we can't get to do
So it's just
5,000.
the approach for all the products. Or
So we have an approach. So the approach going forward, it's also capital intensive.
Actually, I mean,
Yes.
I'm going to talk about financing in a bit.
Yes.
And when we come back
Yes.
and get interactive.
So what it is we need to raise capital to be able to push that volumes.
People have money, they're looking to invest. And,
Yes,
and
and-
if you heard us here on Masterclass, I'm recommending this one to you. This is sustainable.
Yes.
This is ingenious. This is made in Ghana. This is a place to put your money.
Yes. So for the volumes that we're looking at things that have been requested over time.
Yes.
We've studied, for every business, you need to study what is the demand.
Right.
So one of the things we did was to study what the demand was. So the demand for us were things like these, shopping bags, where the government, I think currently is even saying we're going to have an advocate change where people won't go out, but they're going to be going out producing these.
Exactly.
So we did this for the Ghana export some time back, and they used it for a conference. And then the other exports we did for the European markets was also that 1 million bags. We shipped it out.
1 million bags?
Yes.
You made them here?
No, we had to get support. This is where we're going to come in when you speak finance, because we had to move some of our production from Ghana to one of our industrial companies that are out of country.
You don't want to mention?
Indonesia, Bangladesh, they produced for us on support, which shouldn't be.
Which shouldn't be, because there are people here in Ghana who can make this happen. Let's talk finance. How do you, in 30 seconds, and then we get interactive, how are you funding all this?
Currently,
Is there room for financing support?
so currently, with the model we have, we are looking forward to gaining support from any sustainable green business. They have the green hubs.
Right.
We do not have support. All you see out here is out of my pocket.
Hold that thought for me. If you just tuned in, this is Masterclass. We take a quick message from our sponsors. When we come back, we get interactive.
Your favorite on-air business development program, Joy Business Masterclass, is in session, and you can interact with us on Facebook via the Joy 99.7 FM or Joy Business pages. If you tweet, the handle is at Joy 997 FM or at Joy Business GH. Don't forget to hashtag JB Masterclass. You can also call us on 0302 216541 or send your questions and contributions through to the WhatsApp number 0551 111997, and our facilitators will address your concerns. Attention everyone, class is in progress.
Welcome back. If you've just tuned in, this is Masterclass. We're here in the studio with Okbell, Bedwei, Madjoub, CEO of J'kARTA Fashions. We're interactive right now. Numbers to call 0302 216541, or you can send us your comments on 055 997. You definitely want to pick up the phone today and call me, if for nothing at all, because we have some really nice made in Ghana products here. Very beautiful. I've shown them on my camera for those of us who watched. And Okbell has agreed that if you call into the show today, she will do you a deal on some of these products. And they're really beautiful products. These are products that have actually gone onto the international market. So by all means, they are worth every money that you pay us. Numbers to call 0302 216541, or send us your comments on 055 11997. What Okbell is doing is brilliant. And these are the things, these are the stories we want to hear when we go for the Startup Dialogue series, because it's not just ingenious, it's not just innovative, it's also sustainable. It speaks to recycling, it's creating jobs. Okbell is doing all of it in one fell swoop, and she's actually won awards for it as well. And the beauty is that she's here sharing her story so that you and I can be inspired to do same or better. Even better, Okbell has room in her operation for all of us to plug in at some point on the value chain, so that Ghana can become better for it. Pick up the phone, give us a call, 0302 216541, or send us a comment on 055 11997. Let's go to financing briefly while we're waiting for the phone lines to ring. How have you financed all of this? Did you get help at some point? Are you still open for financing support?
Of course, I'm very open to financing support. One of the things we've been looking for is angel donors. Also looking for people who have the same drive and interest with sustainability. Looking to also invest in our economic situational things with people who do not have the means and grow, the structure that we have. So there's a lot on demand for us. Machinery, because we started with a young seedling seed, and the demand is becoming bigger on us. We currently have an order that's coming from US that wants this particular bag because they found
I've been
it.
looking at this bag.
Okay.
I don't know bags,
So-
but I think this looks like one of the fashion bags, which is on the higher end of the
So
scale,
this
right?
went on the Cosmopolitan. We were at the Paris and New York fashion showroom, which was called Flying Solo. It's taken about 2 years ago. That's where the product was seeing the international markets as well that love fashion. So they've asked us, they want these bags. They want as many as 500 pieces produced in 3 days. That
500
order,
pieces in 3 days.
that
I'll
order
tell you
came
what.
yesterday from announcing we're going to be on Joy Business News. And they found, and
Yay.
they said to us, we picked it. We can give us authentication of advice
Yeah.
to know if we are really real, so
Yeah.
that it's not like a scam.
Yeah.
And they want this in 3 days.
I'll tell you what. Let's have a chat off it when we're done.
Yes.
But a number of the banks, and you would know this because you were in the industry,
Yes.
have got what they call green financing.
Yes.
And a lot of the banks today are also starting what they call women's banking.
Yes.
You tick both boxes. A lot of them have had to return the funds back to where they got it from because they didn't have legitimate businesses to lend to. But
Yeah.
here you are ticking all the boxes
Yes.
of sustainability, of
Ability,
innovation.
promotion.
And the banks I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. If you are listening, please, after the show, call Okbell, be a part of her story. When she goes on those international runs, you can take your brand along with her, and it gives you international reach as well. And you can make some money. The CEOs are listening.
Yes.
This is an authentic Ghanaian business,
Yes.
recycling stuff, meeting all the SDG goals, creating jobs, being innovative, all on the back of it's. I think it's just brilliant. I just can't stop talking about it genuinely.
So one of the things has been for us capital investment and
Right.
trying to raise capital. It's not been an easy journey. One thing, because we're telling the story, I would say for all entrepreneurs, where we start, you put your all, you get to the point where it's zero, you can do it again. So you close it or you stop it. Fashion is one of those arms in Ghana, and it is very, very difficult. So we have core businesses that have sat. I have spent weeks and months with most of these old designers we have.
Right.
So Maulio Kujeto, Kofi Nsa, Kofi Kwesinti.
I think I have a caller
And-
on the line. Let's pick that
Okay.
call. Right. Okay. I think we lost the caller. Please call back. We definitely want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead.
So with all these designers, we had Kwesinti, he was doing shoes that were going on to the international market. He said, you know what? It's not even just about the capital as well, raising it. It's also about attitudes of our own people. So we have 100% of our productions that is financed. We're ready to start production. We've put our teams together. Then from nowhere, we have a challenge. So people, one of the things I have learned is to do it their way. And that is what is making my success. A typical Ghanaian with a skill hasn't got, apart what we call standardization, hasn't got on pentem. He's not in a hurry. So this that is being demanded from us in 3 days, where we are meeting standards. We are asking, fix this type of zip because it is our type of zip. When you're running the thread, don't jump to finish it. He feels like you're giving him pressure, so would leave the job. Or would say, I can decide not to get my pay again. It's okay, I'll go find myself a new job and do. We give you
Remember
the
the pressure. I can't come and kill myself.
I can come and kill myself. So we give you the ownership. So let's say this briefcase.
Yeah.
We had a request last week, Wednesday. One of our clients wanted this for the husband. We would normally just do a briefcase like this.
Right.
But this time around, that client was very specific as to how she wanted it. She wants, when he opens the flap, a love message. Puts in there, her husband loses his keys. So can you give me a key compartment? Apart from the pockets you give me here, can you actually give me? So there was more detail. Then the person who would do it said, Madam, the bag is just too much request. Can you tell the person to go away? I said, no, it doesn't go away. Because this is a bag going to one of the top. The person may be, and we meet people who understand what they want. So we can't just give them anything.
And that's fashion.
And that's
once you
fashion.
win that customer, you're going to get a call that says, give me 500 pieces in 3 days.
In 3 days. So as yesterday, I mean, we were running around all over because this had to fly out. This morning, before reaching out here, I had to meet the first flight for US
Yeah.
to go with the bag to go. And this is a
Wow.
very pronounced person. I mean, a very big person.
You don't gotta
disclose
say.
it.
I mean,
Yes.
I can tell.
So I had to bend the midnight oil to make sure it happens. Machinery wasn't taking it. The leather we were crafting, we had choice because she sat with me with the choice of the leather shoe. We put it through the machine, it jams the threads. We push it through the machine, and we have all sort of skills to the things that we craft, because it's not just a matter of crafting. Even the links we hold with, everything comes from the waste that the international designers finish with. So the link, if I'm not with them in eyesight and they don't fix the link right, we'll have a 10 upside down. So you have to bend with them, make them understand, and then move with them. So it became. So I said, you know what? I'm going to pay 3 times for this bag. So it wasn't just about money, and I'm going to put the ownership of the name of this bag to you. So most of our products are named after the people working on our products. So we have probably a bag that you see here. We call it a saris bag. It's a sari. So that's the name of the bag. We give it back to you. How do you want your business to grow? This is his business. Madam, Mr. I don't do black anymore. Madam, let's do colors. We'll do brown. I said, have you checked your market if they all want green and brown? I make them do the research. No. They think
Ownership has a way of being motivation, isn't it?
Yes. So now they feel like I'm the owner. Hey, when they're home, this is our bag, or this is Sari's bag amongst the team. So they want to feel important. So when you come, you don't go into their section, because that section is blocked for just him. He packs his leather, he packs his shoes, he packs his links, and everybody owns their things. Because if you don't know you're going to touch his things, you've destroyed his work. And you have to be able to account to them. So this amount gives you 50,000. That is your money. Plus your commission, you should be earning 80,000 on this. How you will sell, produce and sell, I'm giving you 3 months. So that's the model. So they actually draw it, and that 50,000 I'm talking is capital that is coming from me. I haven't got any money from any bank, but I need to buy leather, so I'll buy. I need to buy jute, I buy. I need to make sure we go through chemical treatments. Chemicals are needed, I do. So the model is quite big, but financing is difficult.
Right.
A lot of friends have called me and said, can you approach the Nigerian banks? And I said, why the Nigerian banks? I was very happy to hear our current president say we're supporting women. And if that mission should go through to any of our banks, I think they should spot on J'kARTA, and it's one of the models. Because 2 weeks ago we were the team that were taking it out for the Abienti 2026, and they've done a beautiful advert. They took Africa out. And I was in the conference seminar with them, and I said, we need an African spirit in this advert you've done. About 500 big parks to put together to create one fair. That's the world's largest fair, and Ghana goes every year to represent. We have other African countries. Why can't we have an African spirit in the adverts or the PR communications you're giving out there? So I wrote back through the seminar, and then they said they're going to try and see how they can do it. Because when you're walking in these kind of huge, I'll call it huge, we take about, it takes us 5 hours to get to our stand in Ghana. Just walking from one side to another side. We are on the pavilion they call 10, and you walk and climb up as many as 10 floors, 15 floors, and there's buildings which have been put together, 500 of our parks, stadium parks put together to make.
That's huge.
That is huge. And it's one of the biggest places we have. Frankfurt Mercy, that's where they do the fest. And we don't have a communication where we'll show through any of these walkways with an African spirit. I said, no, we need something for Ghana. Because
and they're going to consider it.
Yes, and they told us our problem is volume productions. How we're telling the story is beautiful, but how we produce it is the next problem. And we have buyers who are coming in there to buy for the European markets. Like I told you, we had to write 1 million bags. We couldn't write it under Ghana.
Of course, because we didn't have the capacity.
We didn't have capacity. Machinery, where is it? Even if I have all the collaborations of all...
Has the Ministry of Trade heard about you?
I went there some time back.
Please go back again. After today's show, go back. They will listen to this show. They will help. Where do we find you after today's conversation?
Okay, so for us, our business is located in Old Ashonman. Okay, that's Okbell down. That's where our business is located. But you can actually get us all through our social channels.
Yes, I was going to ask.
So we have Instagram, which is J'kARTA Fashion. It's spelled J _KARTA FASHION. J'kARTA Fashion. On Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on TikTok. We have
so
all
that's J_KARTA.
Yes, fashion.
Fashion.
That's where
Right.
we can get it on all socials.
And you're all
on all our socials. So we have the brand and marketing team and communications PR who are on the pages. So once you hit, they should be able to get you through with anything you
Is there a
need.
number to call?
Yes, there is. So it's +233 244 629 749.
Okay. They're going to want to take you, they're going to want you to take this a bit more slowly for them, maybe 2 more times.
Okay, so you can reach us by call on +233 244 629 749. And also on WhatsApp, +233 202 024 324.
Let's take the numbers one more time, if you will.
+233
Yeah.
244 629 749.
Right.
And on WhatsApp, +233 202 024 324.
Do you have models? Do you do runways? Do you?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. Unfortunately, we haven't run any fashion show in about 2 years. We did the international ones, but we haven't done the local one. We've done also in Abidjan. We ran on with Patio during the opening of his new edifice,
Right.
and also on his 50th anniversary. Patio is one of the big international designers, and he's a father to me. So he invited me over for the show, and we stood in with some of our accessories. We did created bags for them. And he does the clothing, so we partnered together and we created some bags. He decided how he wanted it. But on the African market, his was the bags needed to come price down, but the quality of what he was asking for. So we did a volume for him for that time, and we did the fashion show and the request for it. We're so looking forward to doing some more businesses with other African designers. We don't mind collaborations. We don't mind coming together.
So I was going to ask her, what's the plan for the Africa Free Trade Continental area?
Okay, for them, what we currently are doing is trying to, I've put in some proposals with African Free Trade to be able to move the sustainability arm of the business to Kenya. So in Kenya, I think they have a shop in Kenya. We have our products out there, and then out in the shops that have to do with South Africa, we have a few of our pieces that are displayed out there.
Interesting. If we remember nothing from today's conversation, beyond the products, beyond the work you're doing, speak directly to a Ghanaian entrepreneur and look at yourself a couple of years back. How long have you been doing this?
We've been doing this for 6 years now, but ideally registration was
6
2019.
years.
Yes.
And you've done all of this?
Yes.
So just cast your mind back to 6 years ago. Speak to someone who's listening, encourage them, and tell us our takeouts from today, if you will.
So 6 years back, it was a corporate organization. You get to have things done for you. You get to give a few instructions here and there because you have a team you work with. You do the follow-ups to make sure your external customers are fine. I mean, we've worked through with various people. Suppliers are paid on time and all that. But now, having to come into the world of your own, it's not as simple as it looks like. You need to be very structured. You need to be time-bound. You need to make sure that anything you want to do is attainable and is realistic. So it's not a matter of just because J'kARTA is doing jute, I think I can also go and get some rubber bags and just do anything. You have to study the market. You have to be able to find what is realistic and be able to find the questions, find the solutions, and meet the demands of what people are asking for. Once you do that, you look at a profile of what you want to do. What am I just doing? Am I doing some things that's just going to meet because I need an income? But you're looking, for me, I'm looking at quality. And I will not compromise anything that has to do with my quality. So if it has to do with me, myself, having to come through to make sure that I meet what has to be done, I would do it. If it's investments, you have to make sure you put yourself into the business. The story can get risky and it can get heartbreaking. The truth I'll tell to any entrepreneur, to anybody in that business, that the moment you feel that heartbreak, don't give up. There are people out there. There are support people who would hear you from somewhere. Continue and consistently keeping your standards, making sure that you bring it out and tell the story as it is.
Okbell.
And be sincere and be honest.
Yeah.
Be sincere and be honest.
Be sincere
and be honest.
and be honest.
Yes.
And go for it.
And go for it, yes.
Okbell Bedwei Madjoub, CEO of J'kARTA Fashion, sharing the story of a business journey here with us on Masterclass today. Wonderful products. I can't stop looking at them. My favorite is a throw pillow made out of plantain leaves. Plantain leaves. The only thing I thought plantain leaves were good for was wrapping kinky or spreading it out and eating.
I know.
Upon. Thank you so much for coming through on the Startup Dialogue series. This has been Masterclass. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you same time next week.
Joy 99.7 FM.
We bring you joy.